Great people, karibuni sana to another episode of the Pan-African Diary. I hope you're well today. I hope you're doing great on this wonderful Friday afternoon, and I hope it is finding you at great health and at peace, of course. Karibuni sana once again. My name is Katie, and of course I am the captain of the show. We have 11 minutes. 11 minutes to 1 p.m. right here in Nairobi, and it is we are at 20 degrees Celsius. It is mostly cloudy. It looks like it's gonna rain maybe in the next few hours. But karibuni sana, once again we are here back with the politics, and this show is all about women who understand politics. So karibuni once again, keep it interactive, dive into our conversation of the day, and also do let us know 388-0705-428-388. And we started off our show with an amazing jam done by Diamond featuring Kofi Olomide, and the jam was Archie. I hope you did get to jam onto it. And after that we went to Inoza B featuring Diamond. The jam is Yope, and I know Jerome Mosquito, if he's in the building, he loves this song very much. It tells me, for that song that they dance like Michael Jackson, it tells me all that all time he says like that, and sometimes I even don't understand what he's telling.
The discussion of the budget, literally the world, and they always say, because I think wanajuzi wakisema Israel is the main reason why Africa is facing the rise of
fuel
cost of fuel
crisis.
We saw the Ukraine-Russia invasion, also they came with the same notion. This is why Africa is facing shortage of food, but that is not true. And because we don't understand that the mainstream media is controlled, majority of our people don't know. I believe that's why people have lost hope in even like, they think it's like
living where we're living, and now you could tell even their lifestyle is not okay according to how they look, you know, and according to how they are dressed. So they look like depressed people, they look like people who don't even understand what is happening, and also people who don't understand themselves, to be precise. They don't understand themselves, they don't understand what is happening, and also they don't understand that now the economy getting high, it's also a problem to the citizen. But anyway, we shall be talking about more of that. We shall be talking about what the president was talking about yesterday.
Did you see he said that we shall be able to pay our
debts
loan in the
next month.
Yeah.
From the next month. Yeah.
Joker.
That is what he said and introduced, and he was saying, I have introduced these taxes so that I can be able to start repaying back the loans by next month, of which doesn't make sense, because we are going to see the same problem of loans, because you cannot tell me you're taking a loan to pay a loan. How does that make sense? Because we saw he was going to China to ask for more loans.
Right now in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. How is that making sense? You're taking a loan of slavery. You're always paying the rates. You're not even paying the loan itself. But anyway, yes, those are some of the things we shall be talking about. Also, we shall be discussing about South Africa. I've seen the president of South Africa has deployed police or army to cover the situation of illegal mining. We saw it was in South Africa where we had miners who were blocked underground for like a whole week without food and water. We shall be discussing about that. Also in South Africa, there is a diphtheria outbreak. More VACCIN, more VACCIN, because the diphtheria has no cure, and you can only get
no cure.
Yeah, you can only get, it can only be prevented by a vaccine. So I don't think
according to my last research, I think, no, it was not that, it was the dengue disease. I thought it was the same.
No,
diphtheria I think is caused by dirty water, something like that.
Yeah,
dirty water.
It's something to do with that, but the only cure it has, it has no cure. The only way you can do to protect it from getting your body is getting a vaccine. And it's like polio, the way we are told you have to take a vaccine to protect yourself from getting polio. Other than that, it has no cure.
Yeah.
So we also know that Malema was in Kenya. Is he still in Kenya?
Yeah.
Okay, so Malema is still in Kenya, but Malema has accused the Kenyan leader, the president, of failing to deliver to Kenyans. And of course he has failed to deliver to Kenya, but we shall be debating about that as we continue with our show for today. We have 16 injured people as the opposition protest is still going on. And in a country like Madagascar, Madagascar is said to be, this country should be rich. According to where it is, it should be the richest country. But the Malagasy people are not doing great. they are not doing great. But anyway, family, we are going back to one more jam. We shall be coming with more news and updates and see what is happening in Africa, what's popping with our continent, Africa. Shout out to Polyamorous Jerry. Shout out to Kana 254. Maura Sama, I see you in the building. Karibu sana. Pepsino, I see you in the building. Karibu sana.
Excellence ZK. La fondation des ennemis plus forte. Parfumerie Stéphanie Nangourman. Le général Dangote. Le
as we get started with our conversations of the day. And before we get started, I have an African proverb to share with you, and this is about unity. And it says, unity is strength, division is weakness. Unity is strength, division is weakness.
For me, it's wishing you a good weekend.
Okay, thank you. And asante sana. So as we get started, yesterday I talked about something, and this is about eviction, illegal eviction in Kenya that is happening right now. So what is happening is there's this Mau Forest. Mau Forest is known, and there was a time Mau Forest also had an issue where we saw that people were burning the forest, and they were trying to evict these people. And the people who live in Mau Forest, they are known as Ogiek people. And the Ogiek people, they own that land. This is their ancestral land. So what is happening right now? Remember, it was last month, Batuan. We host last month. This is why we hosted the climate summit, Africa Climate Summit, right here in the 254. And we saw that now our president, William Ruto, suggested that other continents should be paying Africa the carbon credits, because other continents emit carbon than Africa does. So he said, or he proposed, that African countries should be receiving carbon credits from other continents. And after that, now I big all evicting of these Ogiek people, because remember, these people are settlers on Mau Forest, and Mau Forest is one of the biggest forests we have right here in the 254. And the more the forests we have as a country, the more we are going to get the carbon credit. So what is happening is we have the Ogiek community, or the Ogiek people, being displaced by the government away from this land. They are being told to go. They are actually being evicted by force, being told get out of this place, but they are not being told where to go to. And the Kenya's government is illegally evicting hunter-gatherers from the land, from their ancestral land, to profit from the carbon offset. Daniel Kobe said, "I'm pulling down the houses with us. This is your ancestral land. This is why you know. This is why you call home since you were born. But now the government want to displace you just because there is a carbon credit or the carbon offsetting that is supposed to receive." So, you know, the more we have settlers on this forest, the government is not going to receive any fundings or the carbon credits because this is considered as a home by those who are giving the carbon credits. But now, if it is an empty forest, the carbon credits are there. So the reason they are evicting these people is to collect more money from the carbon scheme. And it is crazy because now you're leaving people not even telling them where to go. It's just get out and disappear.
This is so wrong. I think I caught you yesterday talking about it, and I've also seen it actually today in the morning among the big story that have been trending throughout the weekend. This is so wrong. It's literally connected to the same situation that is happening in Tanzania. Yeah. Tanzania, we've seen Samia Suluhu the first week when she was appointed as president, inviting the U.S. government to come and see the potential the country has. And one of the potential we've seen, which is not a potential, is where they're trying to land grab, you know.
Yeah.
You can see it's literally not for the benefit of the people. Because there's no way, you know, who came here, and of course we saw even other people from their side criticizing Africa that we should not be apologized to because our people were. This is happening. I've discussed this, I think, throughout of land in Africa is happening day by day without us recognizing. Demonstrating the first few weeks, then you're still in Shaivo. But now we've seen people
Cracker. Let me, you know, it's like, this is where electrical cars
who's behind this.
It's of course the white person, of course. But what is happening right now? You know, African countries are being paid. They are being compensated by other continents because Africa does not emit that carbon to pollute the environment.
Sure.
So what is happening? You know, for them to receive this credit, they have to have forests. And these forests are like Mau forest. And this Mau forest is an ancestral home for other people. So the government has to make sure that this home or this forest has no settlers so that we receive money. They are not like satisfied with what they are getting. So they have to evict these people so that now when the carbon credits are coming, the Mau forest will also be included. Because the volume is too low on yeah, please. I see people have a lot to say about that. And yes, shout out to Pepsi no na kucheki tena sana as I prepare Keith to come on test stream so that we get to see what he has to say on that. Reporting from there, what actually not be in that land as we are speaking.
Sure.
They might be have already been evicted. But anyway, do let us know
it's
what
possible because I mean I see from the photos of what I see. The lands, the houses are burnt down. This is you can't stay. Of course, kama nyumba imechomwa, you have to leave. Where are you gonna stay?
Yeah.
And it's crazy to see that these people are not gonna be compensated. This is gonna be the same history. Our grandchildren literally are gonna be seen day after day. Literally, this is gonna be like this in 2023. In 20, maybe 50, we'll be having stories of 2023 of where there are people who are supposed to be compensated because of a land that was grabbed. Trust me, this is gonna be a history that our grandchildren are gonna be discovering, and it's still gonna be hard because if it's not tackled with right now, it's not gonna be easy to tackle with. I don't see any benefit, just like the same way what Keith is saying. Personally, I don't see any benefit that we're gaining right here.
There is no benefit. We are taking that money to wipe out the people who emit carbon, but we don't emit any carbon, but we are taking the burden of the carbon that they emit. It doesn't make sense.
But I see Jam in the building, Karibu Sana, and I also see Katie, okay, and I also see Steve is saying kind in Kenya is not Kenya anymore. If right now you lost your ID, you'd be charged 1,000.
And 1,000 is for the first time applicants.
It has nothing to do with it not being Kenya. You understand what's going on about this try to make ID cards to get you into slavery. That's what you got to understand. And about the damn about control. What you have now is these no good rabbit motherfuckers that run this planet are now trying to lock everybody down. That's why you don't need an ID chip and all this other shit. This is about total control. If African people, if you understand what's going on, this is dangerous. This is real. That's what these goopy niggas are doing in Saudi Arabia. They're one of these 15-minute cities to lock people up in, never get out of it. You got no clue. Oh, I'm going to get me a job. Yeah, when you get your job, they're probably going to lock you up in the city, you fucking moron. So, you got no clue what's happening on the planet. You got no clue. Talking about ID, you're supposed to deny the ID altogether. You're not going to do it. We're not going to put no chips in the air. We're not going to do it. And you're supposed to go to the government and say, we're not going to do nothing. Hello? It's our constitution. We're not going to, you're not going to take my damn information for no fucking ID, and I got what they do, they try to log everybody in. And this also with that 5G shit, that's what this, we can't talk about that VACCINE. But all you motherfuckers that got that shit, hopefully you got your, a placebo, because you ain't got much time, you out of here. You ain't got much, if you took that big old weed, you're going to be taking a good nap, that's all I got to say. Most people are, ain't nobody saying. You got millions of motherfuckers out here taking dirt naps, and ain't nobody saying shit about it. Cause these wicked ass motherfuckers run the damn planet. Ain't nobody said nothing about these millions of people taking, I can say this code word, dirt naps. And everybody say nothing. I mean millions. It's like, you ain't seen it on the news. It's like,
for me to add on just what is happening also in this case, these are what the division of the community has, or them dividing communities apart has actually led to. Because I do remember way back, again, I don't know where this is from, but I know from way back when an invader could come and try to literally remove you from ancestral homes. The community, the fact that you have unity, you could be able to stand and as one people and say no. Yeah. You could be able to, because there is unity, that is power, you know. But they have been able to separate African people from their ancestral home. Other people cannot even communicate with their families anymore. We have a lot of hatred just going on in the African continent, the African communities, to the point where when such kind of cases happens, you are literally an individual to deal with your own problems. Oh, you're a Kikuyu, I can't help you because you're a Luo, let me deal with
and you lose, exactly. You know? See, now you talking about the ignorance of African people, Joe, but then you lose. And you go be a slave. If you're not smart enough to talk, you start talking about that Kikuyu, Lu, and all that goofy shit, or these motherfuckers are trying to now clamp down on the rest of the world. If you start talking that stupid shit in 2023, I guess you're supposed to be wiped out. You're just talking that I'm a lure, I'm a cocoon, I'm a panda, I'm all that dumb shit, and you don't know you're an African first? That all these fake ass tribes are made up? You don't know that by now? You're not fucking backward ignorant, and you're gonna be led like the sheep. You're a sheep, and sheep get led to slaughter. That's what happened to sheep. They get slaughtered. That's why Jesus said, You guys are all my little sheep. you're gonna be the Jesus sheep, flock. He's your shepherd. Like what? Nigga, I ain't no damn sheep. You got me fucked up.
I'm the shepherd, you're the sheep. But as I
Yeah.
remember, if I try to remember back, still in this Mau forest, we have been having cases where the government is still trying to evict people. Even before we had this story of the carbon emission and the carbon credits, we have seen where the Mau forest has been a war between the government and the community. And right now, I feel like the reason we don't have so many people still there is because the government. There was a time still the government was trying to take them out, and these people came together and they said no.
What we were talking about, they have been dividing and scaring people to just, and this is how, because the moment you start breaking a community, you come,
Exactly.
this year you come, you try scare a few people, then there are those strong who gonna remain, then you come, then there are those who gonna also be scared. That's how you literally keep on pushing away and displacing them. So by the time you really want to take complete take over of this territory, you already have achieved your goal because you've managed to remove most of the
Fuck being scared. Time to die. What fuck being scared?
That's what
It's
died.
my land. We're gonna fight for it. No, if we die fighting, that's the reason why. I'm not leaving my damn land because the government says do this, do that.
Kenya,
It's supposed to be die when you get enough people out there fighting. The government will back down because you got the but you got. As the more we learned the other day we did the show, you got to organize. As I taught it, you African people, you're not organized. So you learn organization, you will always lose. And you can't organize because you're tribal. I still like children, tribal. We gotta organize, man. We lose it. Yeah, but are you part of my tribe? What? And if you don't get out my face talking that fucking backlash child shit,
personally,
these motherfuckers are taking everything from us. You talking about some tribe?
I'll defend
Then you're supposed to lose everything.
I don't know if
Shit.
you can hear me, but I'll defend
Blow the
Africans
fuck
at
up.
some point.
Talking about some tribe. You got people in their houses, parents telling their children about some tribal shit. Out of your fucking mind?
What was I about to say?
Day is too short to be teaching your children this tribal shit.
Kid, can you
So
hear
teach the
us?
children, but teach the children unite. Huh?
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can't go ahead. You guys were saying that.
Oh, god damn. They have been talking. Okay. Anyway, I'm trying to say that I defend Africans, especially, not just Kenya, Africans as a whole. I think for me, we've seen Ruto, especially Ruto. When you talk about these puppets being groomed, it starts from, you start hearing the rumors from even before there has been, trained, and he has following the footsteps of the so-called Moi,
Yeah.
This guy, like it's been there. So personally, I feel like with that notion already like being created and the fear agenda, and now you're ready, and now you go ahead and be installed as a president, and despite not you being a president, I've heard of your rumors of how of a dictator you are. So do you expect me to go and try to fight you? Do you expect an African to go fight such kind of a person? The rumor of you being a
Goddamn
dictator-
right.
Yeah?
You goddamn right. You fighting your dog. You damn right I'm gonna fight his ass. What? Damn right. Yeah, we'll get the fight. You talking about fighting a fucking Ruto when the African American had to fight the biggest military in the country, the United States? We fought in the streets. And you crazy Ruto, you're in Kenya. And you got the majority. We was in America fighting these motherfuckers in the street with weapons all throughout New Jersey, LA, Chicago, Detroit. We're the minority. In the streets fighting these motherfuckers. In the streets fighting. Talking about you in Kenya, fucking a third world country, you crazy to my Ruto. Shit, we fighting the most powerful motherfucking country on the planet.
Kid,
He's talking, we ain't the majority, we the minority.
white men, like you
course.
know what you
Of
are
course.
going through.
Of course.
In Africa,
Of
it's
course.
all about love, patience, everything. You gotta be calm. When people treat you like shit, you just gotta be, oh, I'm sorry, and let's move on, and of course forgive each other. Majority a dictator even before he was president, even before Uhuru was even a president. This was rumors from way back when I was in primary, like, yo, you should not talk about Ruto. He's gonna find you. He's gonna find you. He's gonna find you. Now, him being a president, you expect, even if I had the same thing about Mnangagwa, Tinibu, Skedi, Nana Akufo-Addo, am I going to talk about them once they are president? Of course not. I'm gonna keep quiet.
Look, Joby, you can't always do what you've always done, or you always get what you've always gotten. Repeat that with me. You can't always do what you've always done, because you always get what you always. And what you said is exactly like what happened in Africa. You're exactly right. I'm going to speak because Africans been caught in fear, and these death marches was workshop over African people. Okay, we got that. That's true. But what's going to change that, Joey? What's going to eventually? Are we going to constantly say we can't talk, we can't do what we got to do? We just going to stay fucked up.
All Pepsino is saying.
Yes, I see something out of every piece of Africa.
I'm even wondering, have they forgotten about
That's
what
right.
happened to the
That's
Band
right.
Forest? When was this? Was this in 2007?
When they did what?
The Band Forest, the people were being evicted from. There was ethnic clashes.
In Kenya.
Yeah, in Kenya, the people from Band Forest were. I don't know if it was banned to be called Band Forest, but they were displaced. It was during 2007, during the ethnic clashes that were happening. But anyway, as we continue,
Just a minute to finish. I want to finish with Pepsino. We have not had peace, okay? Apart from the displacement, talk about Jomo Kenyatta. I'm certain that people went through oppression under Jomo Kenyatta, but they couldn't talk about it.
of course.
Yeah? The people went
Exactly.
dictatorship during Arab Moi's time. Oh, it was so heavy.
Exactly.
Yeah, people thought because he was given free milk in schools and all that bullshit. This guy was a dictator. Oh, talk about Mwai Kibaki. That's when we started getting loans, and even the loans started even way back when we thought it was Kibaki. People thought it was Kibaki who started literally asking the IMF for the loans. We didn't know this has actually begun since we signed the Independence Partnership. You know?
But voting,
Come on.
if we were to be asked, which was the coolest president you can say Kenya ever had?
Kibaki.
Kibaki, of
There's
course.
none.
It is
Kibaki
none,
was
but
cool.
Kibaki was better off.
Yeah.
Compared to all these puppets, Kibaki was better off. But anyway, I see Pepsino is saying, do Kenya...
Okay, he was a better puppet. Okay.
He was a better puppet.
He was a better puppet. And Pepsino is asking, does Kenya have religious people? I'm just asking. We don't need religious people in Kenya for Kenya to be rescued.
But it does.
No,
I think this question
he's asking, do you have them? That's yeah, they got religion. That's the worst thing. Yeah, they got religion. Yeah, they're in Africa, so you know they got religious people in Africa. You insane?
Yes, we do have religious people all over the continent, Manze. I mean, it's
Yeah.
Yes.
People
Also,
in Kenya.
also,
That's like asking, does a dog have fleas?
Polyamorous Jerry is saying you can fight and not survive and still take your land. Yes, very true. You can fight and still not survive, and they will still take your land. So sometimes this is why people are afraid of fighting.
You sound like a loser. How do you know you fight? Whatever you fuck, you want. The mama also outnumbered by the damn British, because most of you Kenyans were down. Look at that. The mama fought. Most of you Kenyans are scared, so they fought. So even with that small numbers, they won. So please, when you fight, you win. See, I understand this. I have military training, so let me teach you something. What he said is a thing of a coward. You know, we still fight, we lose, they still take our land. Well, you already given up already. You're what I call a coward. Now, and I'm not no disrespect to you on TikTok or on your social media. If you was in front of me and I was the captain at the time, I'd smack you in your mouth and say you better not ever say it again. You better get your mind right. See, we're talking about wars. I'm giving you military training now, son. Military training, not your cowardice. Oh, you know what? We might lose. Everybody might lose. We don't know who's going to win, who's going to lose. But it's the battle worthy of you. It's the battle worthy of you. Do you believe in what you're fighting for? If the answer is yes, then you refuse to lose. You better go back and understand That's what me and the guys were talking about yesterday with Hannibal, fighting Rome. The great African general Hannibal. Oh, you can't beat Rome, Hannibal. Crush Rome. But I start every military college except in Africa. And an African general, one of the greatest generals that ever lived, is not taught in Africa. In America, you gotta learn that in military science. Hannibal was outnumbered by the goddamn Romans. He didn't say, you know what, I'm outnumbered by the Romans, I should not go fight them. Because you know what happened? I'm gonna teach you some history real quick. Hannibal's daddy, when he was a kid, 5 years old, he said, you see those people across the Mediterranean, son? He said, yes, Dad. You're gonna have to fight these motherfuckers. He said, you're gonna have to beg and crawl. He said, you're gonna have to fight these motherfuckers. They're gonna train you to fight them. They're gonna train you to fight them. This when he's 5 years old. They're gonna train you to go fight these people. If they come and they want to steal everything in Africa. He's gonna train you to fight these people. So he went to train his son. And at 20 years old, 20, he invaded Rome. Invaded it, took it over, because he got betrayed by, just like Joe B. Katie said, Africans are what? Kind-hearted, loving. Oh, you know what? He said, hey, I captured Rome, you go ahead and get wiped it out. So like in Carthage said, no, let's not do this. Let's talk to them. Let's sue for peace. Let's be kind. He said, what? What are you talking about? Did I lose you guys?
No, we're here.
Okay. He said, what? I got the country, let's go burn it to the ground. People said, no, let's try to sue for peace. And so, them being white people, eventually got Hannibal. And he was betrayed by his own people, by his own Africans. These are black people. Now, see in the movie, they show you white people. Carthage was an African society, African country, where the white people know the Africa there. So, he goes and says, fuck it, and commits suicide, because he got betrayed. So in Rome, when he died, and him not taking no wrong, you know what Rome goes do? They got long and breathe a week. Most of the people they murdered, slaughtered them. And Hannibal already won. Overwhelming force in Rome. You guys look this up. Hannibal, so the Punic Wars 1 and 2. He won, but they refused to go take over the country, take over Rome. They're African again. They love for everybody.
But
all that old stupid shit.
I agree with you. I agree with you. If the mission is, if you actually have a clear visual of what you're battling with, you're gonna win, because that's the problem. And I think perfect example you give with our demonstrations. We only see people, African people across the continent are gonna be led by the opposition, or let's demonstrate because Ugali flour is high, or the cost of fuel is high. But at the end of the day, you are suffering, but this opposition is not suffering the same as you. The opposition is literally favored by the people he's working for. The opposition is here to create
Exactly.
a distraction. That is literally his job and what is literally deployed there to do. We've seen actually,
Exactly.
and I'll give, this year we've had demonstrations since March in Kenya till July, and it was in episodes. We saw how Raila was able to influence the whole country, even Julius Malema, the whole country, to go and demonstrate about what is happening in terms of the cost of living and inflation. But we've seen lives being lost, and there's nothing, nobody was being held accountable about that. Literally, Raila just said, I'm sorry. He didn't even fund the families of the victims who are affected. We've seen Eric Omondi is the one doing the most, who is just also trying to get into politics, trying to act like he's helping people, but he's also getting into politics to become another puppet. What we need to understand in general as African people, know what you're battling with. Know what is your fight, okay? Stop just picking up information just because that's what you want to hear. Do your proper research. Is this strand, this energy I'm going to use towards this really worth it? Is me going outside there to keep on beating sufurias the whole day going to put food at the table at the end of the day? No, because they don't listen. We just need to understand the battles we're fighting with. And Pepsino, I bet it was Pepsino who, yeah, we will be able to actually win these battles. We'll be able to take back our lands, because that has been our biggest weakness. Going into battles with no clear vision of what we're fighting for.
Yes, and
Exactly.
also we also
See,
have.
that's how you know. Look, let me tell you something. That's how you know. It's funny. How would Jovi know that? That looks, you know, she was some kind of general, some kind of warrior in her past life. Somewhere along the line. What are you fighting for? What's your exactly? You can't just go in there. We just protesting. Damn a protest.
You'll be killed, man, because you're just going with no weapons. You're just
Exactly.
you're going to attack a man with a gun and
Exactly.
you have a knife. Are you crazy? Hi, man. you be shot. It's like, shout out to that. White men have courtesy of killing. They say fire, please. You know, fire, please. They'll be shot, bro. So please.
Pepsino is saying.
Sound like what the guys in Ghana were protesting. Oh, we're getting shot now, tear gas. Yeah,
They don't care.
protesting.
It's like, you know,
You're not doing
courtesy
that.
of killing. Come on. Be better, African people. Come on.
Now we see the true colors of Ruto. Yes, we do. And also, polyamorous Jerry is saying Kenya is not a third world country. And also, Steve is saying, but at least those days people believed it was a peaceful place comparing to it now.
If Kenya is not a third world country, why do we have an big old train? Big old train, like, big old
You
train.
think, I like to use the third word. Okay, we'll say developed country. You're not developed. You're underdeveloped. You talking about you're the guy talking about, this is not to make you feel bad. This is just a fact. You gotta be able to deal with reality, goddammit. Why do you think your roads don't work? Why do you think you got your muddy goddamn floors and shit like that? What are you
I
talking about?
understand Africans wanting to defend themselves, because I saw it even so clearly with which has been trending throughout this week, Mr. Beast coming to Africa and helping Africans. The reaction, most of it is coming from Kenya. We're not seeing Ugandans, and actually, did you know these countries needed clear help? Ugandans are not talking. Zimbabweans are not talking. Cameroonians are not talking. It's only Kenyans who are reacting. But I understand that, and which is super, super amazing, coming in defense of your...
Kids will have to mute your mic.
Okay, calm down.
Yeah. So personally, I'd say we've seen Kenyans reacting towards this, and which is positive. Yes, I love the fact that you're coming out and saying that Kenya is not a poor country. But the fact of the matter is that we are poor. We're not poor, but we are poor.
We needed that help.
Yeah, but I love the fact that, you know, Africans do understand we do not really need this from anybody else, and we can do it ourselves. But the problem again is, who are we trusted with this job? You know, who are we trusting to literally make this fulfillment? And if it doesn't happen, this is why you see the white men will still come in and say, hey, I got a better offer for you. And which is literally a 50-year-old, 100-year-old bullshit that is backward, and we see that this is some sort of development.
That's
Very
exactly what
Come on.
Joe be saying. Okay, let me see.
Better.
Have you demanded to be done? Have you demanded? No. So that's what it says. Have you demanded? You know what you're looking at. You know what you're looking at when you see when it comes into it. Oh, let me put stuff on you. Give me a second, guys. Go ahead.
Okay. As a kid is waiting to come back, we shall move to the next conversation. And this is still about Kenya. So yesterday we were waiting for a briefing from the president, and of course it happened. And one of the things he talked about, I saw, I was listening to the conversation. I actually got it when he was getting into the stage and talking about everything. And he said that I brought cheap fertilizers.
Please.
I brought cheap seeds for you to plant.
Butterflies.
Yeah, you should not complain that now the goro. He said goro, it's 65 to 75.
Yeah.
And I was even wondering, now you're telling us in the next month we will be able to start paying the loans. But do you think that these loans are supposed to be paid by Kenyans who are not there, by Kenyans who are actually dying? Huh? Because we are dying right now. We are dying as Kenyans. We are living on the survival mode. What if now we stop living on the survival mode? We are dead. Now who is there to pay the debt? Nobody. So Kenya's President William Ruto on Thursday defended his tough economic measures in his first State of the Nation address since coming to power last year, saying they were necessary to get the country back on track. There has been widespread anger among Kenyans over his government's decision to remove food and fuel subsidies and implement a host of new taxes. The time has come, this is what he had said, the time has come, therefore, to retire the false comforts and illusionary benefits of wasteful expenditure and the counterproductive subsidies on consumption by which...
I want to say something. I gotta finish now. I want to still get some water since you got... Hey, mute your mic. You're all crazy. I want to still give me some water. Is that alright? You guys are all crazy. Anyway, let me finish. The government said much best, but the ideal, so the Kenyans know it looks bad that some white man came to get you, to bring you well. So at least they do understand how that image looks, that you look like a child. But why would you make the government do it? What have you done to make it work? Have you got any, you're not saying anything to the government officials like Toby said, you're scared. So if I say something to the government, I'm going to be missing. I'm going to turn up missing. So kids need water. Kids shouldn't be going out there spending no damn water for no fucking well. I'll tell you one goddamn thing. My kid ain't going out to fetch no fucking water for goddamn well. You got me always fucked up. My child is not going to be pitching no water from no goddamn well or no damn river in 2023. And you want to say, you're not a developing country, you're out your fucking mind. You got people going to goddamn river putting buckets on their fucking head. And you don't know it's a third world country, you're out your fucking mind. Somebody fucking putting no buckets on their head in 2023 to bring no water back in no goddamn school. And my kid ain't gonna do it either. So, your government's reflection of you at the street level or at the local level. So you're showing people that you're not selling weak. Because at the local level, I'm not even talking about at the national level, like I'm talking about your local level, your schools at. This is local politics. And so they disrespect you so much that they won't put the money, your tax money, back into your schooling because they know you as African people, you're docile. Your public officials know you're docile. You won't do shit on the benefit of your own children. You're thinking, it don't make you mad to see your child with a bucket on their fucking head, going to the river, bringing dirty water back to a school. That don't hate you. You don't feel no damn sympathy for your child. That don't make you mad. You won't say yes, you know what, gotta put a big ass bucket on their head before they go to school and carry back fucking dirty water so they can drink it. You out of your fucking mind? You out of your fucking rabbit ass mind? Talking about, what, I told you again, what will you fight for? So, this is what we're talking about. Your officials treat you the way you allow them to treat you. You don't do shit. So we're going to get into the root of the real dirty problem here. The African people, you don't do shit. You don't stand for yourself. So your government knows that they treat you like shit. Because the Europeans told them are against psyche valves of how you are. So they know how their own people are, that they can treat you bad. You see that bridge Joby showed me? There's a bridge Joby showed me cost $250 million. I'm like, are you out of your fucking mind? What? Have you seen that bridge Joby showed me? I'm like, this can't be real. But it's real. Joby showed me a bridge to nowhere. Joby showed me a bridge to nowhere that cost $250 million. It is raggedy, and the Kenyan people ain't said a goddamn thing. So you are the problem. You didn't be my shit. I'm like, Joby, show me that because there's a bridge here. It ain't even complete. It ain't even complete. It's bridge. And I'm like, where'd the money go? Anybody say anything? And so I remember Joby and Katie showed me this video of a girl where they stole all the money for those them school kids supposed to be taking them to Canada or something. And everyone was all impressed that she said spoke out against the government. That was what she's supposed to do. When they cheat, she's like, oh look at her, she's on fire. She's actually saying something about the government cheating her. What? What are you supposed to do? Shut the fuck up? When they cheat you and steal from you? See, this is all of Africa. This ain't Kenya. This is Africa. That's why I told you once your docility is what's fucking you up. So people can come in, take over the country, people can come in, put mine and shit in there, you just say, oh well, it's okay, well, I'm not gonna fight for that. Chinese people smack in the head, alright, well, that's okay, no problem with none of that. Chinese people come in, take over your country, alright, we put no Chinese language now, you know, what can I do, boo? It's telling your kids in your face. You niggas shouldn't be upset. I reduced garlic flour by 30 cents. What no president in the world will say no shit like that. How like Joe Biden come telling me I reduced the price of salt 30 cents. So you shouldn't be upset. What? What do you think you're talking to? You think you're talking to children? Are you talking to? Talking about you reduced the garlic flour by 30 cents. You don't get that. So, there's a problem with Africa. Africa.
Okay. In 2022, it was $310.20 billion. Sorry?
Shillings or that in dollars?
It is in dollars.
Oh, I don't think I'll give you that pretty hard. What is Kenya's national GDP? See, what is it? No, it's 95 billion. That's talking about Nigeria. And that's the GDP, yeah, 95 billion. So, the GDP every year is 90, so that's what the country produces.
Kid,
So
in
the GDP is
2021,
95.
in 2021, the GDP of US dollars. That was in 2021.
Okay.
So in those 3
GDP,
years,
remember,
in 2 years, it could have gone high or something.
it let me see. Because at the end of 2023, it's going to be 265 billion, okay? So your estimates of Kenya's GDP will be 265 billion at the end of 2023. Purchasing power, partly turned. Okay. I know, I don't think I'm going to know 300. It's about 265. Yeah, okay. That's fine. So if you're not able to be at least 265, you should be able to pay it off and begin with the government. You want this should be paid off right before Uhuru. Should be paid off. So now you got at least double of income for the country at least 265, I see it. And your debt's only 66 billion. You got 265 billion coming in on a yearly basis. So you got no excuse. My kids are fucking drinking water. I don't know a fucking river. You just people goddamn not being paid at civil service teachers and fucking you got no excuses. But you're not being educated to know that these people got no excuses. Because your GDP is big enough to pay everybody and to not be in debt. So that means that there's the numbers, I'm not going in debt as an accountant. That means money's being stolen on an astronomical level that's crazy. Because you shouldn't even be in debt. I didn't know your GDP was this high now. You take care of all your needs and all your people. So that means the money is split. Listen, you got it.
So the president said, this is what he said, and I quote, "Our efforts to stabilize the situation have yielded such progress that next month, in December, we will be able to settle the first Kenyan shillings, $300 million or 500 billion Kenyan shillings installment of the $2 billion Eurobond debt that falls due to next year." That is what he said. And in July, global credit ratings agency Fitch Ratings downgraded Kenya's stability and social and
You know what I mean? When they downgrade you, right?
yeah.
Means that you got to pay more interest on the loan that you got. So now your
Exactly.
interest may even go higher.
We are actually not paying the debt. We are paying right now the interest rates, because I don't understand how we will be able to pay the interest when we are now cited as the worst, or we are not able to pay the debt. It doesn't make sense, and I feel like now this is just lie. But we are waiting to see come December, will they be able to fulfill what he said? Remember, it was
It doesn't make sense, Katie, but see, you're educated enough to know that. But most Kenyans are not educated enough to know what you just said. What you said is simply correct. Most Kenyans don't got a clue of what you're talking about.
And also remember, early this week, the president said, and he also told us he doesn't know why his promises take long to fulfill. We also don't know why. So
he was advocating as a deputy president for 10 years, and then whatever he was before that, and he don't know why shit takes long.
He doesn't know.
He's playing Kenyans for fools, Katie. He knows.
Yeah. He's playing mind games with us, and this is why I'm saying let's wait come December. Let's see, will he be able to pay that loan he's saying that he is going to pay, or he will be just wondering why is it now taking for...
I need Joey to do peel all the mama's accent for me real quick. Joey, do it. Peel all the mama's accent for me real quick.
In what accent? In what words? You know?
I want you to do it because remember, he was, a few years ago, he was put as a person to go against kidney corruption.
Yeah.
Come on!
They really wanted to go against corruption. They wanted a face of somebody who was credible. So when he went in and tried to fix corruption, they said they were going to kill his ass.
You know, Ruto has promised.
Because he was stopping real corruption. They're going to
You know, Ruto has promised to pay the debt next month.
Come on!
You know, these puppets say every time give them time. But yeah, let's give him.
I also wonder. Well, anyway, family, away from that.
You Katie, you ungrateful black girl. I just know you're a golly all about Sheba.
Away from that, Malema is in Kenya. Malema is in Kenya, and yesterday we saw him during a lunch.
His book looking at you. Did you hear his book? Yeah, you gotta look up YouTube and look for his speech. William Ruto!
I think
I thought you were mad. I thought you back and read Ruto, nigga. Huh?
He also, you know, the funniest thing is that Malema accused the Kenyan leader,
Remember, they set that puppet up to be little media stars. But I told you, you guys are too smart, man. You guys can see. Why are you not calling out Kagame and Museveni for helping the Europeans commit genocide in the Congo? He knows that. Why did he not put it out of his damn mouth? But the nigga's a puppet, that's why.
he's
Good,
like
good.
he's like Lumumba. He's like Patrice Lumumba, always talking about he's like PLO Lumumba, always talking about, you know, you're supposed to do this, but you know, it's like he's a sandwich. Oreo.
And then once the final arbiter makes a final decision, whether we're happy with it or we're not happy with it, we must accept it. Those clowns in America, they rob each other all the time. I mean, Trump was feeling like he's being robbed. He even said, stop counting, stop the counting. Because he said he was being robbed. Then they went to storm whatever they stormed, but they came back to their senses of honor. It's not done like that in America where we storm things and people die in the name of elections. So if we say we are equal like them, we want to be at the same level with them, violence is not an option on the basis of electoral outcome. Must never be. If why is violence not an option, it's going to be black on black violence. And you can't say you're an Africanist and be willing to kill another African based on elections. If it is meant to be for President Raila Odinga to become president of Kenya one day, no amount of cheating will stop that. You are not going to do violence in the name of elections and in the name of Honorable Raila Odinga. Because no one must die after elections. Even when Raila Odinga is robbed and cheated, with clear evidence, no one must die. Robbed with evidence, day and night, no one must die. Why should you say that? Because you are robbed elections. There are systems in Kenya where disputes can be named. And then once the final arbiter makes a final decision, whether we're happy with it or we're not happy with it, we must accept it. Those clowns in America, they rob each other all the time. I mean, Trump was feeling like he's being robbed. He even said, stop counting, stop the counting. Because he said he was being robbed. Then they went to storm whatever they stormed, but they came back to their senses of honor. It's not done like that in America where we storm things and people die in the name of elections. So if we say we are equal like them, we want to be at the same level with them, violence is not an option on the basis of electoral outcome. Must never be. If one is
I'd love to advise Julius Malema to keep quiet, you know, because at this point, South Africans, you are not allowed to talk, okay? You are not allowed to talk, okay? Go fix your country first and come tell Kenya how they should not literally, you know, cooperate with Raila Odinga or whatever the thoughts happened. Whatever, man, shut the fuck up. We don't need you.
And before we forget, we have people on YouTube. I'm sorry about that. I forgot about you, my people. Shout out to Sister Michelle. Good morning to you too, Sister Michelle. And Sankenon, you're saying, ladies, I'm up here in the sky. Hi. Hi, Ansankenon. General Mosquito is in the building and Asema Amani to you too.
You not said Manze today.
Amani Manze. But also I see Ansankenon is saying, General Mosquito, listen to that quote about eating well, being a form of self-respect and pure genius, and at the same time,
I gotta smile and tell me real quick. No, it's just South African man gonna say a bunch of trash in this country like that.
Yeah. My man, you better go fix your village. Julius Malema is not going to fight for freedom for you. And I cannot come to South Africa to come fight for freedom. You know, you must literally fight for yourself.
Look at Joey with South African accent too.
Don't play with me, no? Don't play with me. Yeah? But anyway, and Sankero, I don't know what I see saying that we have a bad internet. Yes, we do. I'm really sorry. I don't know what's really happening, especially today. You know, I also see John was just saying.
You know what happened? We paid the bill. That's what happened.
We paid the bill and they just started jacking up. But I also see John was saying that Joby, what?
It's neck today.
I don't know what you mean, man.
Shout out to Neck, and you should stop
Oh, it's neck today. Okay. I think I got it from the vibe show. What people are complimenting nowadays. It's not the body, but necks.
It's not the nyash. Nowadays they are looking at the neck.
Crazy, manzi. But as we move on to something a little bit positive, this is something personally I've been talking about, especially the East African community. And we've seen Ethiopia requesting to join the East Africa community, Somali as well. And a few months ago, Somali was approved, and actually they have joined the East Africa. They're supposed to join this month. They're supposed to join the East Africa community. So they're saying, the report comes out, they're saying that East Africa Secretary General Dr. Peter Mathuki converses with Comoros President Azali, who is also the African Union chairperson, on the sidelines of Africa Investment Forum, blah, blah, blah. Let me get it correctly. East Africa Community Secretary General Peter Mathuki says Somali could be admitted to the bloc this month, and an ordinary heads of the state summit is scheduled for November 23rd to 24th in Arusha, and the regional's president are expected to endorse Somali accession. This is something positive for me, but again, I look at it in the negative form, where I question and I'll keep on questioning the formality of this East Africa community. We need to follow up who really did it. I understand it is the first 3 presidents of 3 countries, Tanzania, Kenya, Uganda, but why has it not been working in favor of these East Africa communities? Why can't we be able to solve our problems amongst us? Why can't we trade amongst us? We saw recently Uganda and Kenya ending deals of trading oil and transportation. You know, why can't we be able to solve what is going on in Somalia, Ethiopia, especially Ethiopia wanting to join? We should be able to tackle what is happening right there. Create strong forces. We are literally 7 countries so far, for crying out loud. Talk to Niger and Burkina Faso. Let them talk to Russia. Give you weapons. Let's terrorize these people who are literally terrorizing our places that we claim we need the UN and the US embassy and all these embassies, fake embassies.
You don't claim that, Joey. You're the voice of the people, but you said exactly right. But your government is not the voice of the people, they're the voice of puppets. What you're saying is correct, but the government's not saying it because they're already controlled.
Well,
exactly.
we need as people to question this, you know, because me being Kenyan and Tanzanians understanding the history, they understand. Literally, me being African and being part of the East Africa community in these countries, I, as a citizen, I understand what East Africa community means, okay? And this should literally be coming with a lot of unity and power. Why can't we see power applying? There is no power here. That's dictatorship.
Well, what you're saying is exactly true. Have you did what you did, Joe? You go from being a power to a superpower. And the Europeans don't want that.
Well,
Europeans don't want that.
It is crazy, but they're saying that the East Africa community is one of the building blocks in the Africa Union. In the Africa Union, I mean, it is one of the building blocks of the African Union. It is the fastest growing, they say, and they're saying that we have the DRC Congo as the latest member. We have Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, South Sudan, which we see people being displaced left, right, and center. Burundi, Rwanda, and Uganda. Rwanda and Uganda have been fighting against DRC Congo, but you're calling this a East African community.
The East African community, you got 2 despot niggas going and killing, raping, pillaging the other part of the community.
Make that make sense.
Also, Ethiopia is now starting a fresh fight with Eritrea about the ports. I've seen they are starting.
About the water, they're
fighting over ports. The port.
Yeah, because you know why they're mad? Because Eritrea was Ethiopia, Jay.
Yeah,
the booty in Eritrea was Ethiopia.
I would be mad as well.
The guy is put it up for steal. To give them a port in Africa.
I would be mad. I would be mad as well. And this is why now there's a war between the 2 countries, and it's going to get to a point that they are all fighting between Eritrea, Djibouti, and Ethiopia, because
it might do so much. Imagine, Kate, but you guys are going to my mouth in a couple of weeks. Shit, so imagine another country comes down and steals my mouth, the whole area, making a country and then say Kenya has no access to the port no more. You got no access to the ocean over there no more. It's not a landlocked country.
Don't you remember? Don't you remember Somalia had claimed that our maritime is theirs?
Yeah, that was crazy shit. They claimed the water, but at least they didn't claim the whole of it.
Yeah, and they were actually favored by the court of the East Africa community, so they took it. But unfortunately, we have some part left. But now, imagine they would come and claim it, all of it, and say that this is ours.
For me, what I gotta say about that, because I think I've been talking about, especially Ethiopia pisses me off every time. Because you'll see Ethiopia, the president or the ministers coming out and saying, our women are being raped. The next minute they're signing, deals with the EU. The UN is raping our children. The EU has just given us 1 billion. The UN is doing this, but the EU has given us money, so we gotta keep quiet. So what my problem is, again, just especially these Ethiopian racist ass people who are now claiming not to be Africans and every. Of course you're not. Most of you are not original of the Ethiopia.
You still got the original African here, but you don't see them in Ethiopia. They're still there, but they don't ever show them, Joey. They show you the mixed ones with the ones that got mixed with the invaders.
Yeah. So personally, I'd say this takes us back to still history, where we need, if only we can understand the African map. This is gonna be the drawline of everything. If we understand the African map, how it was interchanged in our minds and how it's supposed to be, before the lines that we see right now in the maps, how Africa used to be, we'll not be having these small bullshit type of fights. Because why are you telling me we're fighting over a dam? You move, so you take that dam, you take to your country by sea. So you take, if you have the possibility, since you feel you are so powerful, take this dam, take it to your country. Let's see who's gonna win, because you can't move nature. You gotta understand some things. African people need to go back to history again. You gotta go back to history. Understand your map. All this bullshit, stupid fight to picking on each other. It's not supposed to be there, literally. It's not supposed to be there. It's all being created by an enemy who you'll not be able to see, and they're using your people to fight against you, to fight against each other. Especially Ethiopians. These people I don't know, but
once you get the passion of Joey, once you get the passion of Joey, once you get that passion on the majority of African youth, you win. I mean, let me make sure you understand it clearly. Once you get the passion what Joey just said amongst the African youth, you can never be defeated. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, personally, I believe, especially I've seen some videos of not all Ethiopians are really goofy in religion bullshit. That those who understand actually is spirituality. And if you can just be able to understand not just spirituality and how we are connected to the universe and especially our continent, you should be able to understand why these battles are there, why these battles began, why they're still ongoing. You should be passing information of literally about your continent, how you can, I don't know how to put it in simple terms, but it's not a time to just you start picking on each other and fighting against each other. It's a time you start forming unity. Because in the next minute, the same thing they're trying to do in Congo, the same thing they're trying to do in Congo, divided. They've already done it into 3 pieces. We have the Central Republic of what? Then we have the Congo. Then we have the Congo.
Yeah, that's right. That was all Congo. That's right. That's right. They were taking it into 5 more pieces. So Joey's right. Central African Republic was part of the Congo, and Congo Brazzaville was part of the whole Congo.
Look at
right. There's 3 different Congos. You're right. Right.
Now look at Ethiopia. We have Djibouti and Eritrea, which was one country as well. Now divided. If we keep on doing and obeying this bullshit and thinking that we are enemies of each other, religion is 1, 2, 3. You can't.
Every power. All yours and not powerful yours. Yeah, correct.
We need to pick again. We need to pick our battles correctly. We need to understand who is fueling the energy of, and especially this fuel of fight, especially amongst where are the weapons coming from? Question number 1: where are the weapons coming from? I don't have a weapon. How come someone who was poor like me has a weapon? Where did they get it from?
And the heavy one.
And now they're against me. now they're against me and telling me, this is now Djibouti, that you should go to Eritrea. What are you talking about? We should be fighting, okay? And if it's gonna be a fight, we're willing to take down those who are gonna be against revolution. And I mean it. I mean it.
Yes, and as we're talking about Somalia, we know a lot of people are being carried away by floods, but the president is busy getting surgeries in Abu Dhabi, and right now he's set to attend the Saudi Africa summit. We even have the Saudi Africa summit nowadays. He's set to go to Riyadh for the summit, and he was.
Man, the Saudi African summit. You guys serious?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Our own
country. They throw all these niggas. They're like in America and Russia and Europe. Y'all don't get some of the Saudi Arabia.
I was also in shock.
Oh my God! Good.
Unfortunately, we have the Saudi Africa summit now. Lately, that has been the latest summit to be introduced. But yes, we have our very own President William Ruto presenting Kenyans over there.
They're all weak. You gotta go. They all get. That's what you gotta do. You gotta understand that. You gotta all get summoned. They go to the fucking Japanese African summit. They go to the goddamn Chinese African summit. They go to the Russian. But these are strong countries, not no fucking Saudi Arabia. I thought you going to the fucking Dubai African summit. You out of your fucking mind. Yo, weak ass country. I'm not doing no fucking summit in no fucking Saudi Arabia.
A country where the only thing you can come back with is sand.
You come to me. You want to talk to me? You come to me. I don't go to you. You come to me. I got the power. But I'm like going to Saudi Arabia. So you going to Saudi? Man, you got me fucked up. Sorry for this lady. Fuck ass to me.
Kids, can we just assume they are going to talk about how to deal with the floods? Because the last time we saw rains in Saudi Arabia, it flooded, and the
it's going also Dubai.
Also in Qatar. Maybe that's what they are going to talk about, because in Somalia right now it's flooded.
I think I'm talking about Katie. I think I'm talking about floods in Saudi Arabia, and they can't help the floods in Africa.
I told you to assume. I didn't say they are going to talk about. I just said you assume.
Okay. You know what it means to assume, right?
Yes, of course. That's what I told you to assume.
You and me. When you assume shit, Katie, them assume ASSUME.
Yes, assume. Let's just assume.
Okay, yeah, my teachers taught me as I was in primary school. When you assume stuff, I would say, I assume this may be a fight. I assume this may be the answer. I never forget Mr. Johnson said, Keith, when you assume stuff, you make an ass out of you and me. I was like, what? Ass out of you and me? What are you talking about?
Yes.
Yeah.
You're just assume they are going to talk about floodings, because we have people being carried away by floods in Somalia, people being carried away by floods in Saudi, in Kenya, and it is crazy that now we even have a Saudi African summit. That doesn't make sense. And you know what is crazy? This president of Somalia cannot even wait a day to heal. He was just from the surgery. He was just from Abu Dhabi to get his I don't know what happened to his shoulder, but he was from a surgery. But after that, he has to go.
Doesn't make a difference. It's massive. Remember, as the Somalis, they think they're Arab. Most of these Somali niggas are mixed. They're not original people. They're mixed, and they hit Arab. Most Somalians, except for the original bad Jews that are there. You got bad Jews, Somalis, you got the mixed Somalis. Just like everywhere, they oppress the bad Jews Somalis. They oppress the bad Jews Somalis. And so you got the mixed Somali who says he's an Arab. But the Arabs don't say, the Arabs say you're a mixed deal. But they say they're Arab. Right, so
but
I don't give a shit about no Somali.
The The reason why he is in Saudi Arabia is to ask the Gulf nations to seek or to help them fight against the Al-Shabaab. Yes, he's asking the Saudi to help them fight the Al-Shabaab.
He should know Saudi Arabia in the West. Saudi Arabia is a Western puppet state, created by the West.
Why?
He should know that Saudi Arabia is helped fight Al-Shabaab.
Why?
He should know that.
Why didn't this goofy old operated on just now, puppet, didn't ask the benefits of joining the East Africa community, which could have helped him deal with Al-Shabaab? Why do you just keep on? I don't understand with these puppets, because there's no I'm signing an organization without understanding what's up. Like, what is the benefit? Because I've been tackling with terrorism in our country. So are you going to help me deal with this or not? Because I've seen you not been able to help. Actually, Congo has accused you of raping women over there. So are you going to help me, or is it going to be the same case? But apparently, it's another strong ally with the African Union.
See, what you're saying is exactly right, Joey. He believes the Saudis are stronger people because they like white people, stronger than you niggas. I don't need you niggas to help me do nothing because you're backward and stupid. I need male white people calling themselves Arabs to help me.
I'd really love to know much more about this East Africa community personally. There's so much I think hidden about this organization, because I don't understand how countries are just, uniting in this form.
I was talking about Jerusalem. He wanted to break down the borders. He wanted all Africans to realize that they were one people, but the Europeans don't never want that, Joey. Europe don't want you to be no power. A little superpower. So, it's the name only. It does small stuff, like you're saying, Joey, but it doesn't act like a real community.
We don't need the name.
When it's time. Go ahead.
We don't need the names then, because again, when you talk about history, the same thing I'm saying, that the same things we're tackling with right now, even things that historical moments that were not told, the truth historical moments that were not told, like Jomo Kenyatta being a traitor. Perfect example is that. It's the same thing our children are going to be taught. The East Africa community comprises of 7-8 countries, and they work together, but they don't. They don't.
I know, Joe, but it sounds good, though, don't it? Don't it sound good?
No,
it does sound good.
Especially not to me. Don't lie to me, okay? Don't lie to my children either. You go keep your own life.
So they're going to teach you to follow your country with a puppet. So I'm not teaching you no shit like that. Are you crazy?
If it was good for African parents actually to afford, homeschooling, and you being able to pass actually knowledge by yourself to your child, that would be good.
Homeschooling is cheaper than, listen, Joe, you get better education. Homeschooling is cheaper than goddamn, you're stupid, because homeschooling goddamn is a computer and an internet. Internet connection, a decent laptop for your child, and the curriculum will come in and you teach them and they teach them. They'll learn much more, much better, and it's cheaper. Your school fees are outrageous, and they're teaching them indoctrination. That's why a lot of Americans say the same thing we get in America, we get indoctrination. So a lot of people now what? I decided to homeschool their children because of the indoctrination problem. And it's cheaper. It's cheaper to homeschool kids. All you gotta do, make sure you got good internet connection and a decent laptop for your child, and that's it. You don't gotta pay no school fees. You pay whatever the fees are for the homeschooling, which is cheap as hell. That's why I say all colleges should go to goddamn some kind of internet school. What the fuck's everything these kind of crazy ass fees to go to school? I can learn the same shit on the internet. So I can learn schools on what's good because it hurts their budget. Stop it from stealing from me. But it's cheaper and easier to homeschool your kid, and your kid no more. Did you see that I went to see that video of that Nigerian girl's homeschool. She was just got a math thing. I was like, my God, she's like See, what about you educate your daughters? Because your daughters' minds are faster than men's, you morons. So, this girl like 11 years old, asking every question she's asking this shit before you read out the ass. I was like, shit, she's some dope from Nigeria. I was like, motherfucker. What's the square root of this? Blah, blah, blah. What's the square root of this? What is this? What's wrong with this? What's this? Boom, 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 boom. She's homeschooled. I was like, motherfucker. This girl's a goddamn genius. Shit. Because if you get your children, Joey, all African, this is the dirty little secret, Joey. All African kids are genius. They're made retarded by the school system and the society that they grow up in. If you got your child from a baby, you start teaching them the truth and then let them expand their minds. Because kids are like sponges. Kids are sponges. So in the first beginning of their life, they're molding their mind. Mommy, what's this? Mommy, how that works? Mommy, how do you do this? Mommy, what's this? You don't get mad about that. You try to answer them, and if you don't know, you say, they gotta get back. Mommy doesn't know, but we'll find out together. I don't know it, but we'll find out together. So we'll both learn something new together. But your child, an African child, is the smartest kid on the planet. This is another fact they ain't taught you. African child is the fastest child. So what happens when an African child is the smartest child born, and then you got a 20-year-old moron? That means he ain't been taught shit. He's going with a fucked up system. He's going with school fees or whatever, but even in America, just the fucked up bad rap music and fucked up movies. There was no shit. But when every African child is born, he's born a genius. You retard your child. You can make your child, you can keep the genius going, or you can retard it. So the system we in retards the child. Especially a girl. Looking girl is a genius. And pays that one. But no, you look, a girl's gotta shut up. A girl can't talk. A girl gotta be quiet. Can't say nothing to the man. All that stupid shit. A girl's a goddamn genius. Because her mind is quicker. That's why women mature faster. Their minds work faster. You don't retard your daughters, you teach them everything. If you teach them everything, by the time they got damn 10, 11, you're fucking with a genius. They'll start teaching you shit. Because their minds are already expanded. That's how you're supposed to raise your children. So yeah, they'll be homeschool your children. Yeah, homeschool. Don't take it to no damn Kenyan school with some goofy motherfuckers telling they can't grow their hair. They pitching buckets and shit from the goddamn river, all that crazy shit. You teach them, they'll teach themselves self-love for themselves and,
That
you
is
know,
what we went
who they are.
That is what we've been battling with. But yeah, like I've said, I do hope it's gonna get to that point where African parents are gonna realize that we've been living in lies, illusions, you know, in an illusion of,
But you know me, parents.
you know.
Yeah, we gotta be the parents, not our parents.
Let me be close. Let me be close on. I mean, fuck your parents. Your parents are this
I
generation.
didn't say
Fuck 'em.
my parents.
Katie's parents.
I didn't say
Yeah, your parents. You guys are the parents now.
Yeah.
Your parents are a lost generation. And I want you to get on TikTok that your parents are lost. Katie's parents, your parents are lost.
I do hope by the point where it's gonna get to the
I'm talking about them.
Yeah.
Yeah, them, the ones that get birth now.
Shouldn't
The
be
people,
so.
the moment where they're taking their children to school, or when it's gonna get to that point, I hope they realize we've been living in lies. I hope it's gonna come, the information is gonna come to them quicker enough to realize, like, yo, I don't want my kid to study the same lies that I'm just realizing right now, especially if it hurts. Because every day you're realizing the African story and history, if it's not really cracking you at some point, you something is wrong with you. You know, you're not African actually. So you just a black person, you know, a white person with some black skin color. But if it's not, it doesn't pinch you. If it doesn't pinch you,
You gotta use Katie's term, Oreo.
that's it, man. That's what you are. If it doesn't pinch you, you are an Oreo, man. Because I don't understand how you just get all this information and you just come. You know, you just calm, like, okay, it happened, so there's nothing I can do. No, I know about all that shit African people always want to say, you know, there's nothing I can change. It was our ancestors. So what? You gotta change things because nothing has been changed ever since your ancestors were fighting for this land, you know. You gotta change something.
Yeah, but as we get closer to winding up, let's get to talk about what is happening in South Africa. Sorry, what is happening in South Africa?
And Joey, they will ban Joey from the country, Katie.
So, the South African president, of course, Ramaphosa, has deployed army to tackle illegal mining in South Africa. And my question is, okay, you have deployed army. Well, we know you're the ones who give the green light to these illegal miners in the country. So, how is this going to help? You know, is it going to help anyway?
The funny part about it, Katie, I bet all the legal miners in South Africa are African people. I don't believe they're foreigners. I believe part of the majority of illegal miners, because remember, the white people own all the mines in South Africa. So I believe, you know, and they're not giving black people none of the money, paying them nothing, paying them peanuts. So I believe probably the miners that are doing illegal mining, white people like it, because they're probably black people, Katie.
The deployment part of Operation Prosper aims to maintain law and order. The South African National Defence Force, working with the police, will conduct an anti-criminality operation from October 28th to April 28th, 2024. The move follows a 2019 deployment under the same operation to combat gang violence in the West Cape province. And the Minerals Council of South Africa highlights that illegal mining occurring in both disused and active mines damages the country's investment appeal, costing mines and the economic billions annually. This one doesn't even make sense. It costs the country, but who okays this illegal mining? Of course, there is no mine site.
They don't okay illegal mining. They just set it up without the proper permit. But that lets me know it's probably black people, Katie, who cut out the economy, right? When you cut out from the economy, now you got the Nigerians up there in the Delta region stealing the oil from the Nigerian government because they're cut out of the economy. Those are the Africans who steal the oil in the Delta region because they cut out of the economy because all that money is going to white people. So I'm sure, because if you look at it, do me a favor, Katie. Go to YouTube real quick and put it on mute. But I want you to say videos of a walkthrough to Cape Town. I want you to see how rich Cape Town is, and the Africans don't benefit from none of that. I'm like, well, I went to Cape Town. It's one of the most beautiful motherfucking cities I've ever been in. That's pretty awesome to San Francisco. I'm like, God damn. The black people live in absolute squalor in this city. When you say on the western part of that city they're doing illegal mining, I'm sure the Africans can. If you see where Africans live in this rich city, and they're on the outskirts of these places called townships, which is the worst thing can bear. The Africans live in shit worse than Kipper shit. Worse than that shit. And you look at that city, you see telephones, go to YouTube and say, walk around Cape Town, South Africa. And you'll see the wealth of that city, and it doesn't benefit anybody black. And if they do show you people working when they walk in, the people working are the black people. The people